All right, let's talk meme coins. You hear that word and you probably think of hype, speculation, maybe a Shiba Inu wearing a hat, right? But what if a meme coin tried to be, well, different? What if it tried to be smart? Today we're going to dig into a project called $SMRT and figure out if it can actually pull that off. And that's really the million-dollar question, isn't it? For most people, meme coins feel like a trip to the casino. It's a high-risk game, all driven by social media hype and hoping you get in and out at the right time. But the project we're looking at today wants to completely challenge that idea.
So, before we can really get what SMART is trying to do, we have to understand the world it was born into. We need to talk about the reputation that pretty much all meme coins are trying to escape.
Yeah, a lot of meme coins follow this pretty predictable and kind of brutal cycle. First, you get a massive wave of hype online. Everyone's talking about it. The price pumps and goes vertical, but there's usually nothing holding it up, no real utility. So the early birds dump their coins, the price crashes, and a lot of people get left holding the bag. It's a story built on hype, not substance.
Okay, but what if a coin was built from the ground up to fight against that? That's exactly where the SMART project comes in. It's built on the Coreum blockchain, and its whole reason for existing isn't just about price charts. It's about education.
And you can see the difference clear as day right here. On one side, you have your standard meme coin playbook. Value is pure speculation, the goal is often just a quick pump, and the tech behind it is, well, pretty basic. But SMART is trying to flip that script entirely. The value is supposed to come from education, the goal is to show off what the tech can do, and it's all powered by something called Coreum smart tokens. And this quote really gets to the heart of it. The idea isn't just to throw a bunch of articles at you about how blockchain works. It's to let you actually experience it. They want to use the fun, viral energy of memes to get people to play around with the technology firsthand, instead of just staring at a price ticker.
So, you're probably wondering, how does it all work? What's the secret sauce that makes this different? Well, it all comes down to the foundation it's built on, a piece of tech called the Coreum Smart Token. Let's break this down because it's super important. Think of a regular token like a passenger in a car. It just sits there. It needs a driver, a separate smart contract to tell it where to go and what to do. But a smart token, it's the driver and the car all rolled into one. The rules, the logic, all the smarts are baked right into the token's DNA. This is a huge deal because it can make things faster, cheaper, and potentially a lot more secure.
And because it's programmable, you can do some really cool stuff. Take auto burning, for example. The token can be designed to automatically destroy a tiny piece of itself with every single transaction. It's a real-time, hands-on lesson in deflationary economics that you can actually watch happen. These features aren't just gimmicks, they're meant to be live demos of what the Coreum blockchain is capable of.
Of course, technology is only half the story, right? A project needs a vision, and that vision usually comes from the person steering the ship. So let's take a look at who's behind this whole experiment.
The person leading the project is Aaron Williams, and his background is not what you'd expect. He started out as a music producer with tracks on national radio. Then he completely pivoted and built a viral content platform, Post, from the ground up. And that's the key right there. He's an expert at creating meme-based communities that get millions of views, a skill that's, pretty useful in Web3. And this isn't just a side hustle for him. He's deeply plugged into the crypto world. He's the chief growth officer for the Coreum Community DAO, and is a regular speaker at big events like NFTNIC. It just shows he's not just talking the talk. He's all in on building communities and using education to bring more people into the space. Okay, so we've got the concept, we've got the tech, and we've got the leader. But what's the game plan? Where is this all supposed to go? Let's check out the project's roadmap for 2026 and see what the future holds. The whole plan is broken down into 4 big steps. First up, interoperability. They're connecting to the XRP ledger, which is a huge deal because it opens a door to one of the biggest communities in crypto. Next, they're doubling down on their main mission, education. Then, in phase 3, things get really creative with meme-driven NFTs and case studies to prove the tech works. And finally, they plan to scale everything up with partnerships, turning this whole thing from an experiment into a real, lasting platform. So, when you zoom out and look at the big picture, what is SMART really? It's a bet. It's a bet that you can take the wild, chaotic energy of meme culture, the humor, the community, the way things go viral, and point it at something meaningful, something like learning about new technology. And that really brings us to the final question. The whole project is banking on the answer being yes.
that a meme can be more than a joke, that it can be a Trojan horse for really complex ideas, making them easy to understand and even fun. But whether this smarter meme coin can actually succeed, or if the meme ends up being just a meme, well, that's what we'll have to wait and see.